we've talked on the YouTube channel about Prey, guys. This is a game and a franchise that I believe should have continued. And it was obviously Prey 2 was greenlit and then got canceled later on. And look, at the end of the day, there's a number of reasons why games get canceled, whether they're in development or, they get greenlit too early and then there's bad reception or bad sales around that game. There's a number of reasons, right? But Prey, I felt like it was a franchise that still had legs to continue moving forward. And I really enjoyed the first game, and I would have loved to see, where the series could have gone. However, we haven't gotten a Prey 2 at this point. There's been no word that we're going to get a Prey 2. I'm hoping, guys, that for the next generation of consoles, we do get another Prey game at some point or another. And I think that this is something that could very well do really well on the next generation of consoles and such. And so what I wanted to do in this last segment of the show is talk about the 5 things that we want in Prey 2. And when I say we, guys, I'm talking about myself here and my opinions. Some of you may agree with my opinions and some of you may disagree. What I'd like is for you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what your top 5 things are that you want in Prey 2. And this is all going based on the idea that Prey 2 is going to come out at some point or another. So let's get into it. So guys, coming in at number 1 for me, for Prey 2, guys, I want to see a continuation from Prey 1. So I would like, as far as the story is concerned, I want them to pick up right where they left off in Prey 1. I think like what would be good for a game like this would be to kind of, in the very beginning of the game, they say previously on Prey, and they kind of give us a refresher on what's going on in this universe. And then we pick up right where we left off and we start that story. And look, at the end of the day, I really feel that there's a number of things that need to be fixed in Prey 2, but I really liked the first Prey. I thought it was pretty good overall, but picking up right where we left off, I think is the best way to at least, kind of get us caught up on what we missed, what we, haven't done, or, the things that need to be addressed moving into the second game. Coming in at number 2 for me, guys, is adding new characters, new locations, as well as enemies. And so with new characters, guys, I think it's important that you have existing characters, right? Some of those main characters, some of the side characters. You have new characters that enter into the fray, that get introduced. And I think that also relates to locations as well as enemies. So there's nothing wrong with having existing locations, like, kind of things that feel familiar to you about this universe. But I think overall we need to have even more so like new locations, new places that we can explore to keep this game fresh. Also, of course, enemies, guys. Look, you can have some of the existing enemies. I think that's kind of, custom to pretty much every game out there. You got similar enemies to the previous games, but you also want to have new enemies. You want to see progress and continuation, new baddies that you go up against. So I think that's really important as well. Coming in at number 3, guys, for me, is having more customization options. So what I'm getting at is being able to customize your character, being able to customize your weapons and be able to traverse the world in more ways than one. And I think it's really important, guys, that we have more ways that we can customize our, just the different items that we're coming in contact with. I think that really helps with making the game feel like it fits your playstyle or fits the way in which that you want to achieve beating missions and things of that nature. And so I think it would be really nice to see us be able to have more customization options, and that leads me into number 4, guys, which is multiplayer and co-op. So customization and multiplayer and co-op would obviously be something that would be great, to continue moving forward. But I've always said this, guys. With any, franchise out there, I believe you need a full package to justify the $60 price tag. That being like a campaign multiplayer as well as co-op modes. And so having multiplayer, I think this is a game that could easily have, multiplayer modes, co-op modes as well, and you could kind of expand upon all of those things. I even think having something similar to what Gears of War did with Horde mode, having more and more ways that you can, going up against waves of enemies, doing, even game modes like the escape mode in Gears 5 is really an interesting concept for Prey. But there's so many different game modes that you could do with this franchise, in my opinion, and I feel like, those things need to progress moving forward here in Prey 2. I believe it for it to be successful. Co-op, having co-op missions, side missions, I think that could do really well as well for Prey 2. But all in all, having multiplayer as well as co-op modes, adding some customization to it, earnable items, things that you can go into the in-game lobbies, you see what other people's ranks are, you see like their titles, their emblems, and what they've earned throughout the course of their time playing the game. That gets you to want to earn those things as well. That makes games really special. Moving in, guys, to number 5 now. I would like to see a semi-open world to a full open world here in Prey 2. I think that one thing for me is that even though I love the linear experiences for many games out there, there are some games that I like to see more of. I want to explore the world more and really kind of just get a feel for the environments, the things around you. I'll give you an example. Gears of War, one of my favorite games of all time, for the longest time was a linear experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. I loved it, right? But then we got to Gears 5, and they changed the formula slightly. They went from this linear experience overall to a semi-open world, and it changed so much for me. I absolutely loved the idea of being able to explore, having other things to do within this world, made it such an incredible experience, for me at least, from a story perspective. And so I think Prey 2 could be something like that, where you at least have like a semi-open world, even a full-blown open world would just give you so many ways to, side missions, to having different things that you're doing along the journey of, playing the campaign. I think it could be something special. But those are the top 5 things that I want to see in Prey 2. What are your top 5 things, guys? I mean, one of the things that I didn't leave on the list of the top 5, kind of an honorable mention, would be a free-to-play mentality or free-to-play motto here with Prey 2. And we talk about this all the time with different franchises, having aspects of it going free to play. I think that Prey 2 could do really well if they made like the multiplayer and the co-op modes maybe free to play, so that you had a bunch of people that would at least try it out. They would see what it's all about. I think that could be really smart, a great marketing tool to help people maybe buy the full game. Part of me thinks that there's no way that would happen, to have a free-to-play game or even aspects of Prey 2, but at the same time, it's something that I would love to see. But let me know, guys, what are your top 5 things that you want to see in Prey 2? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more Prey 2 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.